Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the great Dean McSherry. He's been a legendary consultant in the hospitality/restaurant industry for some 30 plus years. His incredible journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I run into so many people who say, I'm going to start a restaurant and I'm going to get rich because there's so much money to be made in restaurants. But the truth is that the margins are razor thin. They really don't make much off of the meal. They make all their money off of the alcohol. Dean McSherry knows that very well. He's been in the industry for 30 plus years. He's the owner and founder of DSM Hospitality.
Right.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
All right, tell us how this all began.
Well, you know, I somewhat call myself the accidental, entrepreneur. So, as I mentioned, I was with Fuzi Restaurants, great opportunity, super high energy, opening restaurants around the country, going back and fixing, other, underperforming ones as well. And I was married, we were about to have kids, and, I kind of looked up and I saw my wife on Saturday mornings and Sunday nights. And, I didn't want to be that absentee dad.
Sure.
So I knew I had to, pivot. So that was the start of my first consulting company, where I did what I did for Fuzi, but just for more local and regional accounts, whether it was take a business plan, get them open, take them from 1 unit, get them to 5, or take a broken enterprise and either make it good, expand the brand, or sometimes, unfortunately, you have to tell them their baby's ugly.
Well, restaurants have blind spots, even the most successful ones. They're little things, and maybe the team has gotten sloppy or there's money leaks.
Yep.
You have a great story that you wanted to share about one of your turnarounds.
Well, yeah. I mean, when we launched, the country club division in 2009, country clubs had to learn how to now make money on food and beverage, or at least not lose as much money.
Yes.
And so doing our first big one up in Charlotte at Quail Hollow led us to Dallas Country Club here in Dallas, and been around since 1896, very prestigious, and they wanted to pass a referendum to build a new $55 million country club. The board, as you can imagine, very smart. They wanted to find out really what they actually had in their operation before they put that kind of money out or assess the members for that kind of money. So they brought me and my team in, and we started peeling the onion back. And, initially we found that they were losing $1.58 for every dollar they brought in just on food and beverage.
Wow.
And so some low-hanging fruit is what we kind of look for first. Let's knock that out of the park. And
Sure.
Usually as a consultant, when the people that are doing less than a stellar job or maybe taking advantage, they're the first ones to leave of their own accord, and so it's an opportunity to bring in new team members and manage really to a target, and so we broke the individual departments into their own P&L and taught them how to, manage to that. Instead of manage by chaos, individually manage whether it's the fine dining restaurant, whether it's the pool area, whether it's tennis or golf or what have you.
Right. Okay. Happy ending to that story?
It was, yeah. I mean, they kept expanding our role. The board was happy, therefore the membership's happy, and
Yes.
they passed the referendum and built, the club.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
like a great mechanic can hear the car coming into the lot and know what's wrong. When you're looking under the hood of a restaurant for the first time, are there some usual suspects?
Well, there is. I mean, your big three, obviously food costs, beverage costs, labor costs are the ones you kind of zero in on. And you have a lot of great, talented people where a lot of chefs obviously are very creative. Sometimes they have not yet had that business training or the aspect to it. So in the back office side, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit, which is what I built Preferred on. So, boring things like running payroll, how to buy your insurance product, credit card processing. So that is, we leveraged a lot of similar type. So everything from, Phil Romano's group, Tristan, Simon's group here.
Yes.
Anybody that was, 1 to 10 units, we leveraged them for better purchasing power, for things they had to have.
Yes.
Some of that unsexy back office stuff. And then if they needed us to come in and peel the onion on the operational side, we were able to do that as well.
Well, I think Dallas is a unique market, and it's very fickle. We all know restaurants you can't get into because it's wildly popular, and then the next year they're out of business.
Yeah.
What goes wrong with a successful restaurant that is suddenly closing its doors a year later?
Well, I mean, you're right. It's highly competitive here in Dallas. I mean, as it is with a lot of major markets. But Dallas is a little bit, they don't give you too many chances, so you really have to nail it on the first shot.
Like one bad meal, one bad server.
Well, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's how did they handle that?
Yes.
Were they, proactive in addressing that issue? Did they grab you before you left the door?
Yeah.
And make it right, and make sure that you were going to come back to give them a shot for what they intended for it to be.
Well, for instance, let's suppose something was undercooked.
Mm-hmm.
What's the server supposed to do? Is the general manager supposed to come over? I mean, what's the process? Something's undercooked.
Well, it's going to happen. You plan for that not to happen. But if it comes out there to the table, obviously checking in as soon as the meal's set down, the plate's set down, and specifically checking, instead of how is everything, it's how is your steak cooked?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'll go to a restaurant and it's dimly lit and they'll have a flash.
Yeah, right.
Sir, is this to your liking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's almost like not just the quality of the food, but it's how they make you feel.
Well, sure. I mean, some of my, best relationships came from, a opportunity, a situation where food was running long.
Yes.
The server had made a mistake, kitchen made a mistake. I mean, it's how I met Michael Dell down at Boozy Austin.
No kidding.
And, we became acquaintances. We ended up catering to all of his corporate offices and all of the functions at his house just from that one meeting.
Wow. Okay, we're both fans of Richard Chamberlain.
Yeah.
He's become a legendary restaurateur. What do you think is the secret to his success over so many decades?
Probably very consistency. Richard is, he puts, value on his plate too, which is not always the case in a lot of steakhouses. You get the beef, and then everything else is a la carte. So he'll usually put a starch and a vegetable on there. So right there, there's a difference making in Chamberlain's versus other steakhouses. So I think there's a lot of value on the plate there, which people appreciate consciously and subconsciously. They know they're getting more, they're not sure why.
Yeah.
and then the service staff is adds to that consistency. He's got people that been on that floor since he's opened.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he'll actually show up and shake hands and kiss babies, which is amazing.
He is great
Yeah.
at working the floor, you know.
A great Alberto Lombardi story. He's been on
He's a
my show
master,
several times.
yeah.
Like my wife and I had, went out to a movie, and then we went to one of his concepts at Legacy West, and it's like 11 o'clock on a Saturday, and he's out shaking hands, kissing babies at 11 o'clock. And he owns something like 30 restaurants.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves it.
He's a sharp operator. I like Alberto. We used to play tennis together as well. And, you know, he would say, Dean, you know, these chefs I hire, they want to tell me how to cook my pasta dishes. Yes. And I tell them, go get $1 million and open your own restaurant, okay?
All right, now we famously, we got some Michelin star restaurants now in Texas.
Yeah.
So how would you grade the Dallas / Texas restaurant scene?
How would I grade it? I think it is, I think it's up there at the top 5 for sure in the country. I am not necessarily a fan of the Michelin star rating and what it's become. You know, it's very, you know, Dallas is its own market, but New York is for sure its own market, as is San Francisco. And it's a different ballgame up there. You know, in New York, you're not fighting for covers. You're booked every night of the week.
Right.
You know, 3 months in advance, 6 months in advance. In Dallas, you know, you're fighting for every customer,
Yes.
you know, to fill those seats. A lot of competition. We're an edgeless city. So, you know, people just keep expanding north and north.
Yes.
West and west. So you have these pockets of restaurant density where it used to be downtown, uptown, Greenville Avenue, McKinney Avenue.
Right.
You know, now you've got places like Addison that have 158, you know, food and beverage licenses just on Beltline alone.
Wow.
Crazy.
We have about 2 minutes left, Dean, so look into the camera on the left and talk to that restaurateur who might need to bring you in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm always just, you know, an extra set of eyes of what's going well and maybe where the opportunities are. And, you know, that's where probably my area of expertise is greatest, you know.
Yes. Well, congratulations on your success. It's no surprise. We're going to end with his LinkedIn page. We'll put that on the screen. The great Dean McSherry. Thank you for coming on the show.
All right. Thanks,
bet.
Jeff.
That's
I
it for
appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.